Next, let's welcome Professor Dr. S.M. Mahfuzur Rahman, Vice Chancellor of BGMEA University of Fashion and Technology, to share his thoughts and deliver a welcome speech.
Honorable, 尊敬的来宾
Sorry, is it addressed to me? Okay, distinguished guests, representatives of academia, business, and also media, very welcome this morning, very hot morning, and thank you all for coming to join with us with this great event. Formally, we call it the 24th China-Bangladesh Industrial Development Forum on International Textile Technology Integration. But I think this is a CTES initiative to involve Bangladeshi business and also the academia. Particularly, we are happy to acknowledge that CTES and the Chinese embassy here have preferred to join hands with our university to be a partner of a new great initiative in order to develop a cooperation relationship between Bangladesh and China, particularly in textile and I guess also RMZ sector, because that part is not mentioned here, but I guess it is also a very important component. So there is the technology, there is the fashion, there is the business in garments, there is the study and research in markets, and all other types of academic developments, including preparing of manpower for this very important sector for Bangladesh economy. And I guess in the today's meeting, there will be a lot of deliberations on the various technical aspects and also the business relationship in this sector involving the two great countries contributing to the world RMZ and textile industry development. So I will not take much time on those areas. Those I will leave with others, the representatives of particularly business and technology dealing people. But I will take a few minutes in delivering something which is associated with development of textile education in Bangladesh. Maybe many of you already know that the textile background in this part of the world is having a great heritage. It's very old, since the period of Muslim era, before in the British period, which we actually passed in the 300 plus years ago. And that tradition continued, but never in the history of this part of the country, world, we had formal education in textile and business until I guess it is around 1921 when the British weaving school was established in an old part of the city of Dhaka called Narinda. And that institute, that school was converted into Textile Institute about 30 years later in 1950. And that was named as the East Pakistan Textile Institute, which formally provided diploma in textile education in this part of the world. Still, we did not really have formal or organized textile industry in this country. As many of you know, the history of development of modern textile in this part, particularly which we now call Bangladesh, was developed in the late 70s, 1970s, about 10 years later than the creation of this country through the great liberation war. So what we had during the period between 1950s and 70s was practically no development in textile education in this country. So we can say that the government created after the War of Liberation in Bangladesh under the leadership of our great Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, we had a Bangladesh Textile Education Board, which actually provided entry-level textile education in the country equivalent to secondary school certificate. So that's a very old story. And from then on, maybe some of you can already see the slides here. We can provide a list of, okay, this is the story of 70s, and please go back and just show a little about the developments in 1990s and 2000s. These are the things that I don't want to spend time on repeating, so you can just read it out, but I can give the focus on the fact that only after 1990s we really had a real push towards developing textile education in the country. So what are the types of different institutions that we actually have in that line? You may see a list of, can we please show that, the 5 formal government or public sector universities providing textile education. Just you can see that on the first it is BUTEX, which was formally established as an university in 2010, originally which was the textile school in Narinda, Dhaka, that old one. Then comes the Dhaka Engineering and Technology DUET. DUET is actually an engineering technology university. It is not dedicated for textile education only. It's just having 1 or 2 departments. And same is the case with the other 3, Khulna University of Engineering Technology, Maulana Bhasani Science and Engineering Technology, Jeshore University, and within the bracket, you will see the years of establishments. Then comes private universities. We had actually 16 different private universities which offer higher education and training in garments, textile, fashion, and these disciplines. So again, I am not going to read out the names of all these universities, but the fact is they are again not exclusively dedicated for garments and textile. So if you actually say which are the 2 particular universities that offer specialized education in textile industry, I will say first one in the government sector, which is the BUTEX, Bangladesh University of Textiles, and the other one is BGMEA University of Fashion and Technology, which we in brief name as BUFT. So what programs we have in BUFT? Please show that list. We had, I'm not going to details of the different types of programs, but just the list. Go to the next slide, please. You have the list of programs. Please, there's major areas of collaboration. That's the last slide. No, before that, the list of programs. But okay, if you don't find it, I'll say we have BSc in apparel merchandising, apparel manufacturing, business administration. That's a bachelor degree in arts. Then also BA in fashion studies, BSc in computer science and engineering, BA in English, BSc in environmental science, BSc in fashion design and technology, BSc in industrial engineering, BSc in knitwear engineering, BSc in textile engineering, and BSc in textile engineering and manufacturing. We have only 3 graduate programs, and those are MBA in apparel merchandising, MSc in fashion designing, and MSc in textile engineering. Unfortunately, in Bangladesh, no private university at the moment can offer PhDs. This is a formal regulatory barrier in this country as of now. Many of the private universities have the capability to award and offer also PhD types of degrees, but we are trying very hard to overcome the barrier from the part of the University Grants Commission. Hopefully, by that time, we will achieve something. But meanwhile, as Professor Novi has already said, many teachers and also students of graduates of BUFT, they are doing PhDs abroad. And a large number of them, as you know, as has already been stated, are in China. And unfortunately, during the period of COVID, there was a small break in the chain, and we are still repairing that chain and going to re-establish the contacts with our partner universities in China. And I hope that the cooperation will take a new drive after our today's meeting. So today's meeting is a very new initiative, and it's great that we are actually becoming a part of history, which started about a decade ago with the new efforts in Belt and Road Initiative, converting our Silk Route countries and relationship. And very interestingly, we often think that it's very peculiar that we choose the term Silk Route associated with textile, although we forgot silk as a special variation, and there is now new materials, new technologies, new types of fashion and dresses. Silk is also there, but the name now we use is the Belt and Road Initiative. Bangladesh is a part of that. And there are many, many avenues of investments of China in this part of the world, including in Bangladesh. So with those few words, I think that the new avenues that the BGMEA University is opening up with its gradual increase in status and quality of education, and also expansion both horizontally and vertically, we are seeing new hopes of cooperation with China, with the effort that we start today through this meeting, and hopefully it will lead to a great initiative, and it will be good for not only BGMEA University of Bangladesh, but for the economy of Bangladesh as a whole. Thank you very much, and let us hope for the best.
Thank you, Professor Dr. S.M. Mahfuzur Rahman, for your inspiring words.